Hi everyone, this is Erasmus Johnson with you again. We are on the part 2 of Introduction to Computers. If you did not watch our first video about the part 1 of Introduction to Computers, which covered what is a computer, types of computers that we have, and then the portability and power consumption of the computers, you should watch the part 1 of Introduction to Computers. Let's go straight to the part 2 of the Introduction to Computers. Alright, this modern world anatomy of a computer explore the essential hardware components that power every computer. We are going to click below on the diagrams to have a clear detail of the computers. However, let's first see, remember, in our first part, in our part 1, we said a computer takes in data as input, processes the data, and then gives you the processed data as output. So this is the example of the input and then processing, and then there is the output. Let's begin with the input devices. Input devices mainly they are devices or hardware components that allow users to send data and control signals to a computer. They act as the bridge between human instructions and computer processing unit. One of them is a keyboard. So a keyboard is a primary input device consisting of an arrangement of buttons and keys. It is used for entering text, numbers, and symbols. It provides function and shortcut keys for controlling software. How does it work? When a key is placed, it sends an electronic signal which the computer interprets as a specific character or command. Examples of keyboards, we have the QWERTY keyboards, and then we have ergonomic keyboards, and then we have the gaming keyboards. Yes, keyboards. Another hardware that is you cannot go without mentioning that is used for input is the mouse. Mouse is a handheld pointer device that detects two-dimensional motion relative to a surface. Its purpose is used to control a cursor on the GUI, graphic user interface, to select items. Click buttons and drag and drop files. How does it work? Modern optical or laser mice use light to detect movement, which is then translated into cursor movement on the screen. Examples of mouse that we have optical mouse, laser mouse, trackball, touchpad, which is on the laptops. Yes, those are the input devices. Let's talk about the output devices. Output devices are many more. They are hardware components that display or present the result of data processing from the computer to the user. They convert digital information into a human understandable format. We shall have a look of the monitor, for example. A monitor is a visual display unit that shows images, text, and video generated by the computer graphics card. Its purpose is to provide a visual interface for users to interact with computer, view applications, and multiple content. How does it work? A monitor receives video signals and converts them into visible light, displaying them as pixels on the screen. Example of monitors, we have the LCD, LED, or LED monitors. Another hardware that does output is the printer. A printer is an external peripheral device that generates a hard copy, physical copy of the electronic data. Its purpose is to produce paper copies of documents, images, or other digital content. How does they work? The inkjet printers spray tiny ink droplets, while laser printers use toner and heat to transfer images or text into paper. And examples of printers, we have inkjet printers and laser printers. Then we also have the 3D printers. Those are the output devices. Then let's go about the processing. The brain of the computer. This is the electronic circuitry that executes instructions and performs the core data processing, and that is the CPU, Central Processing Unit. It's often referred to as the brain of the computer. The CPU is the electronic circuitry that executes instructions comprising a computer program. Its purpose is to perform basic arithmetic, logic, controlling, and input/output. I/O. We shall be seeing I/O, which meaning input/output. Operations specified by instructions in the program. How does it work? The CPU continuously follows the fetch, decode, execute cycle. It fetches instructions from memory, decodes them, and then executes the required operations. Example of CPU, we have Intel Core, for example, i7. Then we have AMD Ryzen 7 and many more. Okay, the key components of the CPU, we have arithmetic logic unit, ALU. This performs arithmetic and logical operations. We also have the control unit, CU, which manages and coordinates all system components. Then we have the registers, small, fast storage locations within the CPU for temporary data. Yes, and let's see also on the storage devices. Hardware components used to store data and programs permanently or temporarily. They are crucial for retaining information even when the computer is turned off. For examples of the storage devices of a computer, we have the HDD, hard disk drive. Then we have the SSD, solid state drive, and then we have the USB, or known as the flash drive. All this can be used to store information on the computer. HDD, a traditional data storage device that uses spinning platter coated with magnetic materials. Sorry about that one. The purpose of the HDD, which is the hard disk drive, provides a long-term, non-volatile storage for the operating system, and then applications and user files. How does the HDD work? It read/write heads move across spinning platter to access data magnetically. Yes, characteristics of the HDD: larger storage capacities at a lower cost, but slower and more susceptible to physical damage than SSD. Yes. What is the SSD? SSD is a newer type of storage device that uses flash memory to store data. Its purpose provides faster, more durable, and more energy efficient storage, often used for operating system OS and applications to improve performance. How does the SSD work? It stores data on the interconnected flash memory chips, allowing for much faster read/write speeds with no moving parts. Characteristics of the SSD: it's faster, more durable, and quieter than the HDD, but typically more expensive per gigabyte. Yes, most people need to know the difference between HDD and SSD. Hope you have an idea on this one. I'll make more video on HDD and SSD. If you need more explanation about HDD and SSD, just type in the comment section. I'll be able to make another detailed video between the two. And then the USB drive, a small portable flash memory data storage device integrated with the USB interface of your computer. Its purpose is used for convenient transfer of files between computers. It can also be used for backups of your information and data, and portable storage. How it works: plugs into a USB port and uses flash memory to store data. Characteristics: highly portable, yes. It's durable, yes, and easy to use. Okay, let's have a quick look on the storage showdown. Which storage is right for which job? For the job, let's compare the characteristics of hard drives and solid state drives using the interactive chart below. Okay, the blue line will be for the HDD, and then the green line will be for SSD. We are comparing speed, energy efficiency, durability, cost effectiveness, and capacity. Okay, in speed, HDD has 3 out of 10, while SSD has 9 out of 10, meaning SSD is faster than the HDD. In energy efficiency, we have HDD with 5 and then SSD with 8. Still, SSD is more energy efficient than HDD. Durability, HDD will have 4 out of 10, but SSD we have 8 out of 10, meaning SSD is more durable than HDD. And cost effectiveness, with your pocket budget money, HDD has 9 out of 10, whereas SSD has 5 out of 10, meaning HDD is more cost effective than the SSD. And for the capacity, storage, how much data can it store? HDD has 9 out of 10 and SSD has 6 out of 10, meaning HDD can store more data than the SSD. So HDD, the traditional workhorse, offers vast amounts of storage for a low cost. Yes, perfect for large files and backups. Whereas SSD, solid state drive, the speed demon, yes, with no moving parts, it provides lightning fast access for your operating system and applications. Remember to choose an SSD for your operating system and primary applications to get the best speed and responsiveness, and you can use a larger HDD for mass storage of photos, videos, and documents where speed is less critical. Yeah, right. Thank you so much for watching this part 2 of the introduction to computers, and stay tuned for the part 3. Make sure you subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and then click on the bell to get notifications whenever we upload another new video. Thank you so much. Have a nice time.